Andy, a good performance, a good workout. What did you as a management team take from that tonight?
Thursday morning last week, we set the players the challenge of getting through both cup competitions in 3 days. We scored 10 goals, so we're obviously delighted from that point of view. It's game time for more players. It increases competition for places. We're going to have players now who who won't make the bench on Saturday, who perhaps have been used to playing games for this club or at their own parent club. So that's good for us. It was good to get the game put to bed really early in the second half. I thought credit to Liverpool, they came here with a really young side and stuck to what they tried to do without the game, but we were just more ruthless in the 18-yard box than they were.
I suppose it was about professionalism as well, because you've got to not look at it as if you're playing an under-21 team. You've got to take it on its merits.
We were playing Liverpool, and whether you're 16, 17, 18 or 35, you're a fantastic player because you're representing that football club. So they were never going to know bugs. There's obviously things that they're at an early stage of their own careers, but technically they're all good players, and I say that they stuck to what they wanted to do individually and collectively. So credit to them for that. They've obviously found the group tough for a variety of reasons, but we had to be ruthless and we had to take our chances, and luckily for us we did.
And getting some players out there with minutes in the legs, thinking Brad Walker, Leon Legg, Jake Taylor, people like that who've not started many games or played many games recently, that I suppose is a good thing to keep the competitiveness amongst the squad.
Absolutely, and I think you've seen from the manager's selections and changes that everyone has to be ready, and if they're not, they're going to get exposed out there on the pitch, because we're certainly not going to slacken off. We're going to demand so much from every single one of them, and then collectively, and we've got ourselves into a decent position after 15 games maybe, but no one remembers anything from October. It's about the next game. It's about Bradford now. It's about preparing for that one.
And just to look though at getting through in the 2 cup competitions, as you've said, financially it means a lot for the club too. You know, it's small potatoes in the grand scheme of things, but for a League 2 football club, second round of the FA Cup, next round of the trophy, means a lot financially.
I think this football club, like every football club, has been through some tough times over the last year, 18 months, obviously with COVID, and the amount that Carol and Kevin and the board are giving to us to help us be the best we can be as a football department, we need to repay them, and we've done that. We've put some coffers in the till, and we move obviously to the second round of the FA Cup and to the next stage of this competition. So yeah, all good.
And even though the manager doesn't want people getting carried away, we know he says that a lot, but at the same time the momentum is good there, and to keep that run going into, as you say, is a very important game on Saturday against a side that's got the same pretty much ambitions as you have.
Yeah, momentum's good. Momentum's key. So is confidence. But there's a fine line between having a pat on the back and a kick up the backside. It's about 6 inches, really. So yeah, we want players to be confident and have belief in each other and the collective. But it's a fine line, and we ain't going to come away from that. We're going to step on them every single day and demand more from them.
Do you feel this team is mentally very strong and has dealt with everything you've asked of them this year?
So far, yeah. There's plenty more challenges ahead than we've got so far.
How difficult is it to, I won't say motivate them, but in situations like that where you're constantly asking something of them, how closely do you have to monitor them to make sure that the right player plays at the right time?
I think if they're not motivated to be professional footballers and represent themselves and their families, they're in the wrong game. So every day is a challenge. Every day we're going to demand from them in a different way. They're going to be happy sometimes, they're going to be upset. They have to respond to both things and try and keep a consistency in their behaviour, and so far they've done that, but we're in the first week in November.
I just wanted to mention Leon Legg as well in particular, who we've spoke to, and he's really happy to be back, but he accepts that this is going to be a tough fight for him to get back into the team, and that's the type of competition that you want in this group. Absolutely,
and I think Leon's just been out for 10 weeks maybe. The level of his professionalism in that period of time has been nothing short of remarkable, and an absolute credit to him as a person, credit to him as a professional footballer, and a great example to the younger players at this football club that what you put in you generally get out, and he's returned quicker than we all thought. He's trained for last week, so it's important that we rewarded that to get him a little bit of game time tonight. So yeah, he comes back in, he's been great for this football club. He increases competition for places.
And how important is he, being an ex-centre half yourself, in the development of players like Ryan Johnson, Dan Jones, to have him around? What does that mean for them?
A massive example, whether it's from a communication point of view, asking a question, looking how he conducts himself. He's the perfect role model for those guys. He's 36-year-old. He's been around for a long time. He knows the game. He knows what he's really good at, and he's a fantastic professional for this football club.